how are we all doing? I hope we're having a good weekend so far. So today is Saturday the 16th of November 2013, and we are back with the latest episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, and this was episode 7, titled The Hub. Okay, now I know I said at last week's review at the end, when I was talking about the hub, I thought it was referring to the bus, which is also their massive plane, but it turns out the hub is actually another S.H.I.E.L.D. like division location. It's like their central headquarters as such, which even came to a surprise for Skye, because she was like, wait, you mean this isn't, you mean the bus itself is not like a hub sort of agent S.H.I.E.L.D. Headquarters? And they were like, no, this is the big one kind of thing. This is the main area. So and it's huge. It is massive. It's a big place. And I was surprised, but then not surprised to know that S.H.I.E.L.D. do have secret base locations pretty much all over, not just in America, but all over the world as well. So, but yeah, I think they must have, Lord knows how many bases they actually have, but I think the hub is like their biggest, if not one of the biggest ones. Because if you remember in Avengers, the location that they were at there was destroyed. So yeah, bad times for that one. And interestingly enough, spoiler alert, I say spoiler alert, but if you've watched the trailers you'll know, in Captain America the Winter Soldier we actually see the helicarrier really go down. It does go down. So again, how many of those do they have? That's the question. So but yeah, as I say, this episode was very interesting for one main thing being that it was Fitz's first, you know, real outing on the field. Of course he has been on the field before, but this time it was only him and Agent Ward that were going out on the field, because they needed someone, you know, scientific, you know, a boffin as such, to dismantle this powerful sort of weapon that the Russians have. Obviously Ward is going as, you know, the muscle, Fitz is the brains. So you could see it in Simmons's face, bless her. She obviously was worried, and she cares a lot about Fitz. You know, they care about each other at the end of the day, you can see that. And she was worried about him going, you know, out there by himself. Well, not by himself, but, you know, no one else is going to be there apart from Ward. You know, and she even made him his favourite sandwich as well, which he was really pleased about. Didn't get to eat it though, and you'll find out during the show, in the episode, you'll find out why he didn't get to eat it. It was a bit unfair. So yeah, they go to Russia, but before they actually go to Russia, they find out about the mission from a woman who's like a legendary sort of S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and she's got level 8 clearance. So does Coulson. And every time the gang is asking him, oh, what's going on, he says, well, this is level 8 clearance, so therefore it doesn't concern you, kind of thing. So this particular woman is the character's name is Victoria Hand. I don't know much about the character, but by the sounds of things, she must be well known through the Marvel universe as such, and like, you know, within S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. So she's obviously a big deal. She's the one that briefs Coulson on the mission. Coulson tells both Ward and Fitz what's happening. The only twist in this is that there's no extraction. So which means Ward and Fitz are going into this mission thinking they're going to get brought back out, but they're not. And I remember even when Coulson actually approached Hand and, you know, demanded why they didn't have an extraction plan for them, she brings up both Agent Barton and Agent Romanov, saying that they go into missions without extraction, but that's because they know that they're going into a mission without extraction. There's a difference here. Ward and Fitz haven't been told that there's going to be no extraction. So there's that trust, not just obviously because the way that Coulson finds out is through Skye. Now remember, Skye's got this bracelet on her arm, on her hand, that restricts her from using computer access. but she enlists the help of Simmons to put a USB stick into the mainframe so that she can access it elsewhere, because she can't actually get past this security door because of the bracelet that she's wearing. So that's how she finds out, and that's how Coulson finds out. But the other reason why Skye was doing that was to learn more about her past, and you know what happened to her as a child, her parents, her mother in particular. She wants to know a bit more, because remember, I think it was it The Girl in the Flower Dress, was where Coulson was telling Skye that you know, he will help her to find out more about her past and such. So flipping ice cream van, sorry, flipping ice cream van going past there. I'd right mind to go out there and punch him. So yeah, Coulson said that he was going to do his best to help her out. Now at the same time, there's also a bit of thing going on with Coulson, because at the beginning of the episode we see him, you know, working out. I believe it's this one, isn't it? I think it's this one that we see him working out. And later on in the episode, he's working out, and his vitals look great. And even Melinda May is quite surprised as well to see what's going on. So later on in the episode, in fact, literally at the end of the episode, he wants to find out what happened in Tahiti, and he can't get the information because it's a level 8. Well, I say it's a level 8 clearance. He's saying he's got a level 8 clearance, but the person on the other end is saying that, well, unfortunately, you don't have the clearance. You can request it by asking Nick Fury, would you like me to do that? And he was like, no, don't worry about it. So Coulson's now starting to have doubts and is a bit worried as to what happened to him in Tahiti. So he obviously wants answers as well. He does get more information about Skye and her past, but he doesn't tell her the whole truth. He keeps back some information that only he and even May know about. But he is going to try and get to the bottom of this. It's obvious what's happened is it sounds like someone either didn't want Skye, or someone from S.H.I.E.L.D. picked up Skye and dropped her off at an orphanage, either to save her from her parents, or maybe her mum was like, or her parents were like enemies of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, and the only way to protect Skye was to take her away from that situation. So we don't know, as I say, we don't know the full story, but that's my kind of take on it. So we'll see what happens. So again, going back to both Fitz and Ward, as I say, they're in Russia, dismantling this weapon, which they eventually do. And because Coulson then finds out there's no extraction plan, well, what does Coulson do? Coulson decides they are going to extract them themselves, and that's with the help of Simmons, Skye, and Melinda as well. And it's amazing how it's done. It's pretty amazing. You know, May's got the plane. She actually uses the jet engines to like blow out some thrust to the Russian army, rather. And well, lucky for Fitz and Ward, they do get extracted. But it was just that whole trust issue and the whole, you know, hiding of clearances, and you can't know about this because you're not cleared for it enough, and this, that and the other. There was even a bit of a Thor connection in this episode. If you remember Agent S.H.I.E.L.D, who was at the camp where the hammer fell, he's in this episode, and he has a run-in with Simmons, and let's just say it's funny. It's quite funny. It is quite funny between the two of them. So that was pretty good to see. So yes, that, as I say, I thought it was really good. Next week's episode is titled The Well, and I'm sure we'll be seeing something very interesting happening in that episode next week. So who knows? Yeah, that's all from me. But thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.